stories you are about to see are real. The rewards up to $5 million are real. This is Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous, the criminals don't.
The public is aware that robberies do occur at times when purchasing items found on classified ad sites. Extreme caution should always be used if you plan to meet someone you don't know from sites such as Craigslist, Backpage, or any other classified ad. If you're going to buy something from an online site, there are safety precautions you should take. Check out the seller's information. Ask for a phone number and an address. Take that information and check the names of the seller online to find out who you're dealing with. Ask a lot of questions. Ask as many questions as you can before going to buy the product. If the seller can't answer your question, there is a good chance that he doesn't actually have the product and could be setting you up. Don't buy from sellers who only list an email address. This should be a red flag that the seller has something to hide. Meet in a public place. Criminals don't want witnesses. Meeting in a public place like a coffee shop or cafe can help ensure your safety. Most of the criminals are looking for an easy target and are not very likely to rob you in a cafe full of people. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. A lot of these scams are pretty easy to spot. If the deal sounds too good to be true, you are better off passing it up. Never go to a second location. If you arrive at a predetermined meeting place and the seller asks to go to another place, this should raise serious red flags. Don't go alone. Show up early. If you're meeting in a public location, show up early and scope out the area. Watch for the seller and make sure everything looks legit. If you have even the slightest concern that something seems out of place, trust your instincts and leave. Since January, we've had at least 3 cases, 2 of which were robberies where firearms were used, and in 1 case, shots were fired. Media personnel seeking additional information may refer to case number 14-10-790, 14-13-824, and 14-15-538. For additional information, contact Lieutenant Louis Blanchard of the Operations Division at 706-821-1080. If you have a tip on stolen goods being bought or scams being set up, call Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. On January 25th, at approximately 1,000 hours, 2 unknown subjects forcefully entered Gate 5 storage located at 2740 Tobacco Road, Hephzibah. The 2 unknown subjects then ransacked numerous individual storage units and took undisclosed items. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office, in conjunction with Gate 5 Self-Storage, is offering a cash reward of $1,000 for information leading to the arrest and conviction of the suspects responsible. Anyone with information is encouraged to contact the Richmond County Sheriff's Office at 706-821-1020. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. Amy and Craig from Reinhardt's need your help finding the 2 males you see on your screen burglarizing Reinhardt's on North Bel-Air Road in Evans. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office reports the burglars, who are thought to be at least 1 black male and an accomplice, kicked open the back door of the restaurant at about 11:45 Sunday. Amy told deputies she couldn't find anything missing, but it appeared that the men had searched the entire business looking for one particular thing, indicating that they may have cased the restaurant before breaking in. If you think you know who or where these burglars may be, please call Captain Steve Morris of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-1042. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid a cash reward. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office is requesting the public's assistance with locating the white male and black female pictured in the above links. On 4 separate occasions between the hours of 0100 and 0500, the male and female entered the BP station Kangaroo Convenience Store located at the corner of Deansbridge Road and Wheelus Road and shoplifted several cases of beer before exiting the business without rendering proper payment. The suspects were last seen leaving the area in a red or burgundy Buick Skylark during each occurrence. If you think you know who or where these subjects are, please call Sergeant Michael Shane McDaniel Sr. or any other investigator at 706-821-1080 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. The Columbia County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding this shoplifter who used a female accomplice to distract everyone at the CVS Pharmacy on Old Petersburg Road in Evans so he could steal a carton of cigarettes. The victim reports that a couple worked in coordination by having her make a scene to distract the clerk from behind the counter so he could swoop in to steal a carton of cigarettes on January 19th. The surveillance footage shows the black male you see on your screen walk behind the counter of the store while a woman distracted the person working at the front counter, grabbed the cigarettes, and concealed them under his sweatshirt. If you know who or where this black male nicotine fiend may be found, please call Captain Steve Morris of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-1042, Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS, or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid, but the criminals don't.
And now, this Crime Reports and Rewards special report.
The video you see is a robber who held a knife to a lady's throat in her car at the corner of Green and 4th. He walks by one time checking things out, then comes back after circling around holding the knife with his right hand in his pocket. Then we see him run from the scene of the crime towards Telfair across Green. When we posted this to our Augusta Crime Stoppers Facebook page, we got several responses, and here's what some of our viewers wrote. Jewel Borden wrote, "Last year?" To which Augusta Crime Stoppers responded, "Yes, he's still on the loose, and Christmas is the time a lot more of these guys go shopping. The key is to show you your robber before he robs you." Viviana Renteria wrote, "That's scary, and the fact that no one saw the crime happening during the daytime in downtown is even scarier." To which Augusta Crime Stoppers responded, "There was another person in the car. They saw the whole thing. What do you holler when someone could slit your friend's throat? They were stunned until the robber was gone, then the weight of what happened hit them." Amazingly, not long after we put this out, someone thought they saw him crossing Green Street not far from where he mugged this lady. To which Viviana Renteria wrote, "Obviously, if there was a knife to my friend's throat, I'm not going to risk having her throat be cut by trying to be a hero. I'd let him take our money. I was just shocked that more pedestrians weren't near the area to take more detailed info, especially during the day. Just glad it didn't end fatally." Then Lisa Dill wrote in and said, "I need one of those surveillance cameras." If you know where police may find this black male walking wannabe slasher who ran east on Green, please call investigator Calvin Chu at 706-821-1080 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid.
Let's face it, folks, crime can strike at any time, and we have to do all we can to make ourselves and our homes a safer place. Quit just talking about it and just go ahead and do it. Please, go down to your local Humane Society and adopt a good watchdog. For around $100, you get the dog that has already been fixed, had all its shots, with an ID chip in every dog. I prefer a big dog with a big bark. Crooks will not usually hit the house with the aggressive bark behind the door. Just think, a good watchdog might just be the right move for you in these very dangerous times of crimes.
911. I just broke into a house and the owner came home.
You broke into a house?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know.
Okay, so are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, so are you with...
I think that guns.
Okay, where are you?
I don't know.
You have no clue where you are.
And now, we'll be right back after these messages.
I love my boyfriend. We've been together since like 8th grade. He's my best friend. He takes care of me.
I'm Dave Michaels with this week's edition of Spot Crime, where we spotlight crimes from around the CSRA. We've had 56 assaults. They took place on the 100 block of Blake Drive, the 1200 block of Holden Drive, the 500 block of Ellis Street, the 1100 block of Union Cemetery Road, the 2700 block of East Antler Drive, the 4100 block of Daisy Lane, the 2400 block of Penny Hill Drive, the 2100 block of Lumpkin Road, the 3400 block of Milledgeville Road, the 200 block of East Telfair Street, the 600 block of Brunswick Avenue, the 500 block of Martin Lane, the 2100 block of 3rd Avenue, the 900 block of Walton Way, the 3100 block of Deansbridge Road, the 2500 block of Wheeler Road, the 3100 block of North Village Court, the 3300 block of Milledgeville Road, the 2300 block of Old Barton Chapel Road, the 1100 block of Peters Road, the 3800 block of Mike Paget Highway, the 1800 block of Bertrand Court, the 1000 block of 2nd Avenue, the 3000 block of Aiken Road, the 1800 block of Whitesboro Road, the 1100 block of Anderson Avenue, Clay Street, the 3400 block of Seago Road, the 100 block of Tybee Court, the 800 block of East Boundary, the 2100 block of First Avenue, the 4200 block of Mitch Point Drive, the 100 block of Corthan Drive, Rozier Road, the 2800 block of Washington Road, the 3700 block of Woodlake Road, the 2900 block of Gordon Highway, the 7000 block of Atlas Drive, the 3800 block of Bel Air Road, the 100 block of East Hall Street, the 200 block of East Telfair Street, the 1200 block of Paramount Court, Hell Street, the 1100 block of Hammock Mill Lane, the 2900 block of Dueler Drive, the 2600 block of Alexander Place, the 2500 block of Nuttery Road, the 2200 block of Plantation Road, the 1600 block of Lucky Street, the 2300 block of Helsinki Drive, the 2400 block of Barton Chapel Road, the 900 block of Molly Pond Road, the 1500 block of Santa Rosa Drive, the 3500 block of Red Drive, the 200 block of Green Street, and the 900 block of Hurd Avenue. We've had 48 burglaries on the 7300 block of Dorito Drive, the 700 block of Tuttle Street, the 3800 block of the Mike Paget Highway, the 4000 block of Deansbridge Road, the 1000 block of River Ridge Road, the 2700 block of Springwood Drive, the 2400 block of Danville Road, Green Street, the 1400 block of Hickman Road, the 3700 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 3000 block of Tate Road, the 2000 block of 2nd Avenue, the 3900 block of Deansbridge Road, the 400 block of Hale Street, the 2000 block of the Gordon Highway, the 2500 block of Lumpkin Road, the 500 block of West Richmond Hill Road, the 3600 block of Kentwood Drive, the 900 block of Russell Street, the 1900 block of Kissing Bow Road, the 1900 block of Broad Street, the 2500 block of Georgia Highway 88, the 3500 block of Peach Orchard Road, the 3200 block of Alpine Road, the 3500 block of Biltmore Place, the 3400 block of McAlpine Drive, the 900 block of Holden Street, the 3900 block of Goshen Lane, the 400 block of Crawford Avenue, the 3900 block of Deansbridge Road, the 2000 block of Cherry Drive, the 2900 block of Meadowbrook Drive, the 2700 block of Woodcrest Drive, the 2000 block of Circular Avenue, the 500 block of West Richmond Hill Road, the 1000 block of Catlewoods Drive, the 1600 block of Princeton, the 3600 block of Lesbon Court, the 1300 block of Highland Avenue, the 500 block of Boiler Avenue, the 4900 block of Old Waynesboro Road, the 2500 block of East Kensington Street, the 1500 block of Wiles Road, the 1700 block of Nixon Road, the 4100 block of Daisy Lane, the 3600 block of Old Ironside Boulevard, the 1600 block of Montesano Avenue, and the 3600 block of Barclay Street. 8 robberies on the 2200 block of Sullivan Road, the 500 block of 15th Street, the 2100 block of B Street, the 900 block of Broad Street, the 2200 block of Rozier Road, the 2800 block of Washington Road, the 1500 block of North Leg Road, and the 2300 block of Milledgeville Road. One charge of damage to property on the 4700 block of the Mike Paget Highway, charge of arson on the 1500 block of Wiles Court, and one drug arrest on the 700 block of Moore Avenue. If you have any information on these or any other crimes, contact your local police or call the tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get a cash reward.
Captain Steve Morris of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to find who or where this black male is. This black male is accused of using a stolen credit card at the Evans Target and the Augusta Best Buy. The card was stolen from an Appling man while his car was parked at the Evans Fitness Club on September 3rd, and they were almost immediately used throughout town. Other items stolen from the car were $200 in cash, a $600 iPad, and his wallet. Know who he is? Please call the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-2800 or 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid cash. Local police, Patriot Guards like the ones you saw waving from overpasses, Crime Stoppers, and all area bikers need you to keep a lookout for this one-of-a-kind stolen Road Glide Harley. It was stolen sometime last week while the owner was out of town. If you think you've seen it or know how police may find it, please call any law enforcement agency. If anyone gives a tip to Crime Stoppers that results in this bike being returned to its owner, they can receive a reward up to $1,000. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tip to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. The Richmond County Sheriff's deputies are scrambling to find Tony Green, who you see on your screen, before someone is shot or killed. Tony Green told a neighbor that he was going to the store to buy some cigars. When the neighbor came back from his bedroom with the money, Tony Green had stolen his neighbor's 9mm semi-automatic pistol. Tony Green has tattoos on him that spell Gangsta, Mob, Augusta. He was last seen in the 4th Avenue area. If you think you know where Tony Green is, call investigator Blaze Dresser at 706-821-1080 or Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org where you can remain anonymous and get paid. Hey look, the Richmond County Sheriff's Office is looking for Little Nicky. No, actually, they're looking for this dark male who may be of Middle Eastern or Spanish descent who stole collection money from the Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church in Augusta. The Holy Trinity Greek Orthodox Church in Augusta reports a dark male who may be of Middle Eastern or Spanish descent is seen on surveillance images entering the church, which is located at 953 Telfair Street around 12:30 p.m. on Sunday, August 25th, and removing the collection money. If you think you know where this dark male with a beer gut may be found, please call investigator Terry Gore or any other investigator at 706-821-1080 or call 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tip to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org where you can remain anonymous and you tell Crime Stoppers how and where you want to be paid. Columbia County Sheriff's Office Captain Steve Morris reports a younger white male stole the tip jar and cash off the sushi bar at Toki Restaurant on Washington Road in Evans. When we posted it on our Augusta Crime Stoppers Facebook page, Ivy Yankee Gray wrote, "Wow, that's where my daughter works." Then her daughter, Fallon Yankee, wrote, "Thank you for posting this. The man whose money he stole works very hard. If you know who or where this white male may be, please call the Columbia County Sheriff's Office at 706-541-4050 or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org where you can remain anonymous and get paid." Now for a Crime Stoppers International special report. Reports are pouring in from all over the U.S. that thugs are sucker punching people for the fun of it. So far, all of the attackers have been black males or a black male walking behind a group, which so far have been all black males. The game they're playing is a game they call the knockout game. Black males are targeting other races that they hate or just perfect strangers that they see an opportunity to knock out, then sometimes rob. Now, groups of typically young black males get close enough, they try to knock out anyone they can with a sucker punch that no one would ever expect. So far, several victims of this hate crime have come forth, and surveillance video is all over YouTube under the title, The Knockout Game.
But the question of race, I mean, frankly, so far it's been African Americans, as far as I can see, on whites. I don't know if it's completely that way, but that's what we've seen.
Well, that is true. That is exactly what you're saying. And this talks to the state of depravity that is in the black community right now. And again, where are these black leaders that should be talking about this breakdown? Where are the parents? Where are the guardians of the black community to say this is unacceptable behavior? Now, this is what's going to end up happening. At some point in time, one of the people that's going to be attacked is going to have a concealed weapons license. And they're going to draw down, and unfortunately, someone's going to get shot. Then what is going to happen? You're going to hear all of the rhetoric coming out from the Al Sharptons and Jesse Jacksons that this unarmed black teenager was shot and killed and assaulted, when right now they should be out there stopping this so we don't get to this point.
Because the knockout game is spreading everywhere, don't let thugs get close enough to sucker punch you. If a group that looks like they're up to no good approaches you on a street, get to the other side or duck into a storefront and get ready to defend yourself. If they get close enough to sucker punch you, they may and are on video doing just that. They think it's funny. No one is laughing. Share this with everyone you can before they knock you out and you can't. If you suspect a group or individual is planning on running around sucker punching people, please call your local law enforcement or call Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS or text your tip to 803-441-8744 or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org where you can remain anonymous, but the criminals don't. Now for an update on the Hester Jackson murder, Richmond County Sheriff's Office Lieutenant Blaze Dresser called a press conference on the 2700 block of Willis Foreman Road to announce a cash reward of up to $9,000 for the arrest and conviction of those responsible for the murder of 56-year-old Hester Jackson. Police are still searching for the shooter or shooters responsible for killing Mr. Jackson as he arrived home on Willis Foreman Road. Those who knew him say Jackson was a quiet gentleman who kept to himself and recently married a woman from North Carolina. AugustaCrimeStoppers.org has added another $1,000 reward payable upon the arrest of the shooters, so any witnesses that may come forth will have cash now and later should a conviction occur, bringing the total amount of the reward in the Hester Jackson case to up to $10,000. Okay, you guys are offering $9,000. We just added another $1,000 to it for Augusta Crime Stoppers. So now you can tell people that the reward is up to $10,000 total. Okay? Is there anything y'all would like to tell the whole world? Who do you think did this? Just what do you think? Who, what, where, any clues? If you have any information about the Hester Jackson murder as he arrived at his home on Willis Foreman Road, please call Lieutenant Blaze Dresser or Investigator Calvin Chu at 706-821-1020 or AugustaCrimeStoppers.org at 706-722-1010, where you'll always remain anonymous and get a cash reward. The Richmond County Sheriff's Office STAR team is investigating a hit-and-run accident involving a pedestrian on a bicycle at Wrightsboro Road and Hurd Avenue. The pedestrian was located in the intersection where an unknown dark-colored vehicle was witnessed stopped. As the witness neared, the vehicle sped off and the pedestrian was located lying in the intersection. The pedestrian was rushed to GRU by ambulance and listed in critical condition with a serious head injury. This incident occurred at 23:34 hours. The investigation is ongoing, and you may get updates by going to Crime Reports and Rewards or Augusta Crime Stoppers on Facebook page. Like us and follow us. If you think you know who or where this hit-and-run driver may be, please call Sergeant Michael Shane McDaniel Sr. at 706-821-1003. Crime Stoppers at 800-222-TIPS. Or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid.
Officials are investigating last week's fire on Broad Street as arson, according to an incident report. Lieutenant Carlton Bradley said there are currently no suspects. The fire burned apartment buildings and businesses on Friday. Fire investigators are investigating to see if arson was the cause of that fire that destroyed the building. Officials say the point of origin was an apartment located on the third floor of the building. The owner of the building said that apartment was leased. Fire broke out Friday morning and it took firefighters hours to put it out. One person was rescued from the building and taken to the hospital. That person has since been released. The building's owner plans to prosecute. If you have any information that this is arson, there's a $10,000 reward leading to the arsonist. Call 1-800-222-TIPS or email your tips to tips@AugustaCrimeStoppers.org, where you can remain anonymous and get paid. You've been watching Crime Reports and Rewards with Griff Griffin and Dave Michaels, where you stay anonymous, the criminals don't. If you have any information on these or any other crimes, call our national tip line at 1-800-222-TIPS. Well, you'll stay anonymous and could get a cash reward. You can see this or any other episode of Crime Reports and Rewards on the web anytime at crimereportsandrewards.com. Crime Reports and Rewards is a production of Michaels Media.